This is my mate Gabby. Gabby works with horses, helping adults to improve their well-being. This is her sidekick, Lady Scruff. When Scruff isn't chasing balls, pushing stones around, or interrupting important conversations.
Scruff, please be quiet. Scruff, we're trying to film.
She keeps everyone smiling. This is Chunky. He's the main man. He does the horse therapy with Gabby. Now this is Farmer John. He's the super glue. He keeps the place running smoothly. He's always darting around the farm, checking on animals, fixing things, delivering feed, shifting poo from the mucking. These are just some of the characters and my friends you'll meet on the funny farm. Welcome. Come on in.
The most important thing on the farm is that everyone is happy. It is Gabby's job and mine to make sure everyone is enjoying themselves and keeping well.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle. I live out in the countryside, as you can see. Really beautiful surroundings. So I've set up a not-for-profit business using horses to help people, both from the corporate world to people with severe sort of mental health issues, and we try and help them really understand more about their own behaviour.
I'm a zebra from Africa. Dum 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 dum. Oh, hello. Caught me in my dressing up box again.
Okay, Zebrahead, whatever makes you happy. This is important. We have work to do. Horse therapy.
So, about the horse therapy. Gabby is what is known as an equine expert. For the last 8 years, she's been combining her love of horses with therapy and counselling. Gabby helps people like Johnny Benjamin. Now Johnny, he tried to kill himself by jumping off Waterloo Bridge in London. But luckily, some random guy saved him before he jumped. So he became a global sensation when he launched a social media campaign to find this bloke. Last summer, he visited the farm and tried horse therapy. He was interested to see if it could help him and others with their mental well-being. Here he is talking to Gabby about his experience.
How was that? What was that experience like?
It was really good. It's really good. It was. I went through quite a journey actually. I wasn't expecting to go through quite a journey in such a short amount of time. Yeah. I found kind of instant peace and calm. Just even before entering the field, just seeing the horses, felt very grounded, and all the stuff that normally goes on in my head just was kind of clear. You know, it wasn't there, which is really nice. And yeah, it was great being with the horses and interacting with them, and emotional as well. Found it quite
a few moments.
Quite a few revelations actually. Yeah, it was really amazing to work through them, and I found actually that I got a lot doing that, more than actually sitting down with the therapist one-to-one, and it's really therapeutic. Yeah, it's really therapeutic.
I think that's the thing with this horse work. You can't plan, or you never know what the session's going to bring to the person. Yeah. Because obviously you're working with horses, there's no knowing what they're going to do, or how they're going to behave, or how you're going to react and respond to it. So it's all about just being in the moment. But I think you showed, you know, like you say, some really amazing sort of insights in terms of finding your own inner strength and creating your fortress. And, you know, that was quite a powerful sort of experience. Yeah. So, and it's all about, you know, using these tools, you know, and the horses as, you know, facilitators to help us in our journey to maintain our own sort of well-being, learn more about our own behaviour, our own responses and patterns and reactions to life events that we can pretend they're not the same as when you're in the arena, but you're having the same emotion. So then by learning and how you're reacting and whether that's right or wrong, and new ways of being, so that when you're out in the outside world, that you change the way that you are, and remove that sort of anxiousness and bring in that real core inner strength into all your interactions with people, not just horses.
Yeah, absolutely. There's things in there that I can take away straight away and just kind of adapt them to real life, and it's really useful to have that kind of toolkit.
And you remember it because it's such a sort of unusual experience to have. It stays with you, and you also, because it's experiential, it stays in your cellular memory.
Okay.
So you're actually holding it in your body. So it's a lot more easily able to come back to you, rather than a cognitive thought pattern, something that you've spoken about in a session. You've actually had that physical experience. So it's slightly different. We've been joined by Roxy here. Oh, hi Roxy.
Sometimes, I find that cognitive behavioural therapy won't necessarily work, and then I can come and try something like this, and I find something there. So it's good to know that there's different therapies, different keep saying tools, to allow you to learn to manage your mental health. It's really important to know that, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I think I actually helped that guy. Nothing to it at all. So, must be time for a spot of grass munching. What do you reckon, Connie? What are you up to? Who's that hanging around your neck?
I'm John. Some of my friends I'm nicknamed as John Boy. I've lived in Sussex and in the countryside all my life. Had a very sort of varied life, really. Love machinery, old and new. Just sort of like to share perhaps with some of you basically the country in general, including all the wildlife, birds, or any other sort of animal that might be about. Hopefully that you will enjoy some of it as much as what I do. Yeah.
He loves us birds. Caught him playing with my eggs the other day. Talking of eggs, where are they? Where did I leave them? I bet John's still messing around with them.
This is known as candling eggs, and it actually sort of tells you whether they've sort of started to mature or not. If I sort of give you a chicken egg first, which is freshly laid, you can actually see through it and it's quite clear, which means obviously it's not been sort of underneath the hen and it hasn't started to produce a young chick yet. But if you take an egg that's been under for some time, providing it's okay and it's started to mature, it's very, very dark, so therefore there would be a little baby chick in there, hopefully. Let's do the other one. Yeah, they're both fairly dark. There's obviously something in there, so we'll take those back and we'll pop them underneath the hen.
Who? What? Me?
We're back in the chicken run today because we've got a feeling we've got some little baby chicks in there from when we were talking last week. We'll just pick the lid up and we'll have a look and see what she's got. Yeah, she has. And there they are. We don't know how many she's got under her yet. How many she got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is absolutely brilliant. Considering those eggs were deserted in a nest, and we brought them back and popped them under the broody. She's done very, very well.
And the partridge in the pear tree. We're the partridge family. If it wasn't for John and our foster hen, we wouldn't have stood a chance. Oh, thanks, John.
If you remember, a fortnight ago, we showed you some little partridges that were about 2 or 3 hours old. Now we're a fortnight on. There they all are in there with Mum.
I can't wait to move house, Mum. Do a bit more growing, spread my wings.
Come on, John, best get on. There's a pen to build and partridges to release.
there like that. And don't go too close to the fence.
Oh, look at the mum. John, let her go. The mum's going mad.
Oh, got to love the freedom of the country. Room to stretch, to roll, to be yourself. Take time out from the rat race. Talking of which, it's time for the break. See you after the ads.
Welcome back. Lots to see in the second half. Food for mood and mindfulness. What? Never heard of it? Watch and learn.
Back on the farm, John is always giving us jobs to do. Last summer, before the fruit and veg could be picked, there was plenty of planting to do. John had Gabby helping in the garden.
This is the veggie patch, and obviously what we do have access here is lots and lots and lots of horse poo, which makes the best fertiliser. Unfortunately, it needs a bit of elbow grease to mix horse poo in with the soil.
That's what she's got me for.
Yeah.
Alright, like
These are potatoes that look like they've been sat in the cupboard for a little while.
Well, that's the idea of it. You put them in a cupboard in sort of slight dark, and that is what they call chitting.
Chitting?
Yeah.
Chitting? Never heard of it. Well, you learn something new every day.
Growth from the bulbous piece to give you your stems and all your potatoes.
Okay.
That all sounds very technical, this potato business. But I tell you what, Gladys, put them on the muck heap and they can't tell their squash from their melons.
If I can find Gabby, only she's just going to go and try and pick a pumpkin. Some we planted earlier in the year. How many have you got there then?
Well, there's quite a few, but there's something else here.
Ah, that must be one of those. Is that a melon?
Nice pair of melons.
Hello, pair of melons? Well, I can't see any. Where are they?
One's a bit bigger than the other.
Whoops.
I don't know. Playing with melons. Now she's fumbling with her bush. What's she up to over there, Connie?
We're out sort of looking for a few blackberries because Gabby wants to make a blackberry and apple crumble. Ah, you found some there, Gabby?
They're supposed to be an excellent source of antioxidants.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think the main point is that it's readily available in our hedgerows. Anyone can go down the local park or bit of wasteland.
They look alright, don't they? Yeah, they look alright.
Blackberries in a meadow. Don't see if Chunky doesn't eat them all. Gabby uses homegrown fruit and veg to make food for her friends.
It smells lovely.
Yum, 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 yum. Oh, Gabby's in the kitchen. We're in line for leftovers. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum.
Now, between you and me, folks, she's not the best cook. Here she is with nutritionist Maggie Thorpe, making mood food. Dishes that make you feel good. I'll have some of that.
Yes, the key thing really about food and mood is investigating what you eat and how it affects the way that you feel, not just physically but emotionally as well. Okay. But what we didn't want to do was to spend a whole day in the kitchen, and nobody wants to do that in the summer. So we're just going to use some basic ingredients and create 2 dips, but really healthy and tasty dips, not just sort of plain hummus. Okay. So we're going to be doing a fresh pea and mint hummus and also a red pepper and walnut dip, both of which will keep for sort of 4 to 5 days in the fridge. Okay, so we've got the main ingredients for the pea and mint hummus. So we've got fresh garden peas, or you can use frozen and just blanch them in hot water for 2 or 3 minutes. I've got that lovely mint from the garden, the farm garden, you very kindly picked for us. And we've also got the juice and zest of half a lemon. Okay. Now, the main ingredients in terms of food and mood are going to be tahini, which is probably, as you know, a pureed sesame seed paste. And we've also got rapeseed oil, which is a really good source of the essential fats.
Okay, and how does that help then with our mood?
Well, the essential fats, they're named essential because our bodies can't make them. We have to get them from the diet. And what they do is form the bubble around a cell. So if you think about a soap bubble, and it moves really nicely and fluidly, that's because if you think about our cells, they would move nice and fluidly because of these good fats. Right. And that helps them talk to each other and is supportive for mental health, for the way that the brain communicates between the cells. So we've got some good fats in the rapeseed oil. You probably would have heard them as the omega, so omega-3, 6 and 9. Yeah. And we've got some protein in the sesame seeds, got protein in the peas, and then we've got some really zingy, tasty herbs and citrus juices. Okay. So the other ingredient is garlic.
Like a bit of garlic.
Yeah, and I've got just one really big clove here, but actually you can use up to 3 cloves. Now, very simply, all we're going to do is put all of these into a tall jug. Okay, so we've added the lemon juice, and then we're going to put in the tahini. Now it can be really oily, so do watch so it doesn't sort of splash you. Okay. And we're just going to put a few dessert spoons of tahini in. And as I said, this brings in some protein, calcium, and those good fats. So
I know, because everyone always, so anti-fat, but actually, as you say, they're essential.
Okay, so we've put the tahini in, and now we just need 1 tablespoon of that oil. You can see, look at that colour. It's like beautiful, gold. Isn't it? Just reflects those gorgeous fields that you see with all those yellow flowers at the early summer.
Amazing.
Okay, so we've got this. Just pop a sprig of mint on the top.
Wow. So that looks lovely, Maggie. So you said you had another one for us. What's the next?
A red pepper and walnut dip. Okay, so we've got 100 grams of walnuts, about 300.
About 98 grams.
Yeah. Oh, did you just take one?
No.
So we also have just over 200 grams of red peppers. We've got some tomato puree, just to add to the depth of flavour, and a little bit of smoked paprika, which just again just brings a bit of a zing in. We're also going to be using garlic and a little bit of lemon juice, and back to our good fats. So we've got these, and with these it's all in all at once.
Maggie says it's important to include a couple of snacks during the day to keep the old blood sugar level stable. So if you're bored, a plain hummus or cottage cheese, try this tasty dip for topping crackers.
But actually I quite like the taste just on its own.
Come in.
Let's have a dip.
So this is where you do your Nigella impression.
Hey, I want to lick the spoon. Oh, forget it. I can be mindful, relax, and let it go. Here's Helen, a mindfulness expert, to tell us more.
Mindfulness is about being aware. We can all practice this. Take a few moments out of your day and stop. Breathe. Notice your body. Notice your thoughts. Just being aware, and be silent.
This is all very relaxing. Time to wrap up now, I think. See you soon.
A lot of activity goes on at the Funny Farm. Today, you've just had a nice taster. Do you want to visit us? Do you want to try horse therapy? Visit the Funny Farm Facebook page to find out how you can get involved. If you would like more information about horse therapy and other local mental health support services, visit www.shineforlife.co.uk. Ta-da from all at the Funny Farm.